Welcome to our Westernacher webinar, Maintenance Excellence with SAP's Inspection Checklist Process. Thanks for joining us today. Before we get started, let's have a quick look at the agenda for today. So we will start with a quick introduction of the SAP Asset Manager solution and the specific benefits for your business. And then we do a little bit of a deep dive into features and specifically features that are new. There's a new release 2110 where we will highlight a few of the things that we think are fantastic new benefits, and we will also show you a system demo of the new inspection checklist process, which we think is a highlight. After that, we will briefly talk about how we can help you implement this product, realize the benefits, and at the very end, we have reserved some time for questions from the audience. Before we get into the topics, quickly an introduction of your hosts today. My name is Marco Trottmann. I'm the global lead for Industry 4.0 at Westernacher, and I'm joined today by my colleagues Prasad Kulthe and David Murch, both very experienced consultants in our Industry 4.0 practice. Prasad is joining us from India today. David is joining me here in America. And a few more pointers. The webinar will be recorded right now and will later be publicly accessible. For all the participants, please stay muted. There's a chat box to your right. If you have any questions, feel free to post them while we speak. And then, as we mentioned in the end of the webinar, in this Q&A section, we will answer as many questions as we have time for. And if we can't answer some, we will make sure to follow up per email, of course, as well. A very brief intro also about Westernacher. Westernacher Consulting is the partner for business transformation and digitalization of your business. We have a deep expertise along the SAP digital supply chain. And as you can see, we are present right now in 19 countries, 26 cities. So wherever our customers are, we are also present. We have our very strong consulting expertise in the core digital supply chain modules, warehouse management, transportation management, yard logistics, and then of course, which we represent here today with our Industry 4.0 practice, the manufacturing, the asset management suite. In any digital supply chain challenges, we're the right partner to help you. For the asset manager overview, I will hand it over now to my colleague David to give you the highlights. And with that, we're going to get started with the webinar.
Thank you, Marco. So since the very early versions of SAP, we've had ways to execute maintenance. Go ahead, one more slide. And we've even had various ways to to track the data, failure data, measurement documents, etc. Now we've even got more powerful tools to help with the maintenance and reliability programs to accomplish this. The Asset Intelligence Management Suite allows us to have better tools to ensure the safety of our workers and the workforce, better insights into the nature of the failures, better planning, scheduling, for all the work execution, and friendlier access to the data. I mean, let's face it, we've all struggled a bit with that. Now with the mobile asset manager that Prasad's about to show you, we can allow the plant and field personnel to access to that information from ECC and S4 without being tied to the desktop or laptop, giving them a mobile solution with some new enhanced features to this. Prasad?
Yeah, thanks, David. So my name is Prasad, and hereafter I'm going to take you through the Asset Manager product inside itself. So basically, SAP Asset Manager comes with the core as well as extension capabilities, whereas in core is something very common asset industry which require on day-to-day basis all the capabilities, and the extension is something very specific to the industry or processes. So core basically start with the downloading right information for your site workers. So site workers such as your maintenance technicians or supervisors, or it can be an inventory clerk now. They can log into the Asset Manager mobile application using single sign-on, and depending on the security roles assigned to them or the pre-configuration done into the SAP Asset Manager, they can visualize the personalized work assignment to them. Okay, and now this is feature very important because now your crew or site worker people, they can understand their accountability and they can track their status of the work. At the same point of time, they in the work execution part, they will now able to manage end-to-end life cycle of the notifications or the work order for which they are responsible for. And in between, they can access the number of instructions assigned to that, or it could be a safety procedure assigned to it, or simply a design drawing or assembly drawing that they required during the maintenance. In typical days, this all information and always available in bit and pieces, and a lot of paperwork is required. But with SAP Asset Manager, now all that information is available on your technician's fingertip. Further, as a part of reporting outcome, your technicians or your site workers can report the outcome of their execution, such as reporting the root cause analysis or recording any follow-up action, such as simply a note or reminder, or in a simple terms, just capturing a screenshot of image before and after completion of the work, right? And then once that is updated into your asset manager, your supervisor module available within the asset manager help to get it reviewed from the supervisor and get it digitally signatured. And once the work is closed, it can be synced back to your central EAM system. It could be your S4 HANA or ECC system as a single source of truth. Now, this is again very important because we are living in a world of data science. And if your data source is more accurate and more real time, probably your decisions will be more right? And that's why this asset manager could be a step toward generating that right data source for you in the next world. Taking to the next slide, which is talking very specific solution from the industry or process point of view. Starting with the Asset Central. So this is something master data layer provided by the Intelligence Asset Management Suite, the new cloud solution SAP has proposing or has developed. So it basically allow your SAP Asset Manager to integrate with the Internet of Things platform provided by the Predictive Asset Insight component, or it can be again integration with the reliability checklist, which has been provided by Asset Strategy Performance Management module. If your organization is following the fleet or crew management process in quite detail, then crew management is again another module which manages the related process. For the industry who has their assets segregated over the distance and their site worker required frequent travels, then with the help of map feature available on Asset Manager, they can find the optimized way of traveling and plan their day more effectively. For service industry, the customer service is a dedicated module, and again for utility power or gas kind of industry, we have a meter management module which support the related processes. Lastly, the quality management is another module available to manage the number of inspection processes available for the production goods. That is a quick overview what the asset manager is as a product. Now let's take a look of what are the new innovations in its latest release. So SAP has released 2110, the latest release last October, and it is one of the important release from SAP because it has introduced a couple of new processes or new features for the customers. Starting with the inspection checklist. So this is a new business process similar like your preventive or corrective maintenance with the new order type PMO7 in S4 HANA 2021 in the backend, and SAP Asset Manager support it where your planner can now generate inspection at the work order operation level. So your planner can further generate it at the equipment level manually or automatically, and they can further get recorded the results or usage decisions or any follow-up actions. So we are going to see this particular process in detail in our system demo. Apart from that, we also have inventory management support now. So SAP has done architecture level now in their SAP Asset Manager, where now your site workers can be assigned with the persona where your technician or inventory person will get have individualized screen layout based on the persona assigned to it. Your inventory clerk now can able to manage a number of processes related to your inbound or outbound delivery, and they can manage their material movement within the plant or outside the plant more effectively. Again, 9-phase model is again something quite familiar for the S4HANA cloud customers, but on-premise SAP has recently delivered this solution, which again available on the SAP Asset Manager now. So this is a concept where typically your work order or your any maintenance work follow the create, release, and takeover and completion kind of milestone. But on top of that, every customer has their own individualized process where they follow the planning or scheduling phases, or even sometimes approval or pre or post kind of work, right? And that process basically every customer has designed based on user status or some other means in their personalized way. With SAP Asset Manager 9-phase model, SAP has now come up with this standardized process where this 9-phase define the end-to-end life cycle of your maintenance work, and which would be taking precedence over your system status and user status. That again support the new business process such as reactive and proactive maintenance as well. Again, on top of that, SAP has also introduced a couple of technical features which are also quite interesting to see. Now let's quickly jump onto the scenario what we are talking about, the inspection checklist, the today's highlight. So as I mentioned, inspection checklist is something it can be generated automatically from your maintenance plan as a new work order type, or those work order can be generated from your notification as well. So in the planning, we can define the number of operations and we can categorize them for what kind of inspection need to be performed. And then in the execution phase, once we release the work order, the respective checklist, which is nothing but the inspection lot, can be further perform the result recording or user decisions, or we can record the follow-up actions such as a defect or measurements or so and so forth. So this is something SAP Asset Manager come into the picture to manage the execution part for recording your result recording or user decisions. So we are going to see that into the system in a while. So David, would you like to add anything on this?
Yeah, I mean, a really good checklist functionality is something we've needed for a long time. You know, we've had access to different ways to make something that it was functional and would work, but having something that's built in SAP Mobility is going to be really key now. You know, I mean, this gives the maintenance technicians and personnel mobile access to a good checklist, not just something that we've written into long text, or we've put something together in some kind of enhancement. This is an inherent piece of good work for them, and also giving mobile access for the basic warehouse functions on the same platform is going to be very helpful for both the warehouses that operate independently of the maintenance, or maintenance warehouses that operate as part of their own organization where they're self-service. So either way, we see a lot of good with this. So
Thanks, David. So let's quickly see the system part of it now. Let's get started. So before understanding SAP Asset Manager capability, let's understand this inspection process in backend EM system first. So basically, your inspection process come with the new tab for the checklist. Okay, and then on top of that, your any work assignment can be performed at the individual resource at the work order header level or at the operation level, depending on your business requirement. Okay, so it might be performed by using HR module, or it can be also possible at the work center or by using the planner group as well. Okay, so let's understand this checklist tab now. So you can see number of inspection lot are created. So inspection lot is nothing but the inspection checklist created for the operation number 10 or 20. So there are separate inspection lot are created with reference to your equipment number. So in this business scenario, we have created two checklists. One is for mechanical and one is for electrical, depending on the operations category and overall setup required for performing this inspection under this work order. So let's understand into the SAP Asset Manager now how this inspection look like. So I'm calling my SAP Asset Manager mobile screen here. Now let's understand this inspection process in detail. So I'm accessing this work order list view here. Okay. So now as a part of this process, either we can search any work order by typing a simple text over here, or we can use this side icon to call mobile camera and scan work order barcode if your backend EAM system support the barcode functionality for the work order. So for time being, I'm opening one of the work order here. So this is a detailed view where we can see the operations. Let me take you into the detailed view of the operation, what is there. In the bottom section, again, we can see what are the nodes available for this work order, which can be a detailed inspection to be performed under that operation of mechanical, or it can be a part, for example, where we can issue the material right from the site. Okay, and we can add the material as well. And we can also access the document or PRT where your safety procedures or detailed instructions or sometimes your guidelines for performing a certain work can be updated against this work order. Now let's open one of the checklists here. Okay, so in the checklist section, I opened the checklist. So under this mechanical checklist, basically we have a 3 inspection point. One is for inspect compressor temperature, then mechanical running inspection, and check the air leakage for the compressor. So I will start my result recording from here. So as a part of my result recording, technician can now see the detailed procedure how to perform that particular inspection under this more information tab, where we can define the procedure for performing or the precautions to be taken while performing that inspection. So we can also upload the documents over here or maybe any drawings. And depending on the quantitative or qualitative measure, one can input the value and system will automatically validate the result. Similarly, for the compressor air leak, we can also access the detailed information such as the instruction for performing bubble test or visual inspection, what kind of precaution they need to take care, that they can access from here, and finally they can update their result. For example, if they rejected any of this outcome or inspection, here this record defect option automatically get activated, and here basically we can log a defect, which is nothing but a maintenance notification against that inspection. Okay, so for now I'm saying all good, and I'm continuing with my usage decision now. So immediately after result recording, my next screen is for the usage decision. The predefined codes are available, and once I selected it, I can save the changes. So till now, whatever the changes I have done with the quantitative or qualitative measures, those has been updated in my local mobile device. So once your technician have the internet connectivity from the central office or wherever they are in the site, they can sync this information to update all these changes back in your central EAM system. Yeah, so my latest sync is completed. All the update has been posted into the backend. Let's quickly see my work order. And you can now see my first inspection is completed with the status symbol, and second one is still pending. I can access the result record from here to validate it. Okay, so you can see the results are correctly recorded into the backend. So apart from your regular asset management S/4HANA 2021 inspection process, SAP also provide a checklist capability within asset strategy performance module offered by Intelligence Asset Management Suite. So it's another cloud solution where your asset manager is capable to integrate with this ESPM product as a part of extension module. And if you have an additional license for ESPM component, then you can define this number of inspection or your checklist questions into the ASPM, and those checklist questions can be transferred to the SAP Asset Manager, and your technician can answer those from the site against this checklist. Okay, so again, just showing one more example here of the checklist. So we conducted or used this particular inspection checklist for validating the oil analysis. So we can define number of types of the or measures against we want to record the result, such as wear material, contaminant, or additive. And then under each section, we can define number of questions, and based on that, your final result will be get determined. Yeah, that was a quick introduction. So let me go back to my slides. Yeah. So let's understand now what how basically Westernacher can help you.
Thank you so much, Prasad. That was a fantastic demo. And now that everybody has seen that cool new mobile app, you can clearly see that with the new innovations there, we're freeing up people to be attached to a PC or dealing with papers. Yeah, so it's a whole new world of flexibility that comes with the advancement of those solutions. Now, in order to get this up and running in your organization, we have developed a solution at Westernacher. We call this time to value, because we want to rapidly enable those benefits in our Asset Manager time to value solution. We've included a full feature set, and of course, including now the latest innovations as well. And within 12 weeks, from start to finish, we can have this up and running in your own system, in your own organization. Of course, in addition to that base set of functionalities that we have included, we can also tailor this to your specific needs. If you're interested in this, feel free to ask questions after the webinar concludes, or reach out to us, and we'll get into contact with you and see how we can make this happen for you. With that, we're concluding the main part of the webinar. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope you found some interesting facts in there. Now we're going to open it up for questions. So I will moderate this section a little bit, go through the questions that were posted in the section in our webinar, and we'll hand them off to David and Prasad. So let me see, we have a first one here. Maybe Prasad, you want to take this? How flexible is the Asset Manager solution to leverage existing customizations or validations in the backend system?
Yeah, Marco, I can definitely take that one. So SAP Asset Manager is definitely quite flexible in terms of adopting new customizations or defining the business logic over there. So basically, SAP Asset Manager uses the Cyclo as a foundation, which is quite proven into the industry from almost 20 years. And then SAP has taken over that and built Asset Manager on top of that. So this Cyclo basically provides a middleware configuration layer where we define the business logic, and then on top of that, we can also define the screen layout and then business interest area to what data basically we want to bring in and what should not be. So in shortly, definitely it's a very flexible in terms of adopting any kind of solution from the as per customer unique need.
Thank you, Prasad. Next one. In the Westernacher, this is about our time to value solution. So in the Westernacher time to value solution, what are the phases covered? So our time to value solution is basically an end-to-end implementation. Means we're starting with small, it's not really a design phase, but a small information gathering phase to see how we tailor and fit the solution to your organization. And then it involves the whole implementation, some testing, training, support, hypercare. We call this support phase after go live hypercare. So it's a full end-to-end implementation, so that in the end, you're ready to use this solution and your key users in your organization are also trained and enabled to run the solution in live operations. The next one, does Asset Manager support the ECC system from SAP as well, or the S4 system in parallel, or is it only working with S4 HANA? Prasad, maybe you want to take this one as well?
Yeah, sure. So I think, yeah, the SAP Asset Manager is supported for both the system, your S4 HANA or ECC. Of course, there are some prerequisite. I think for ECC, it has you should be at least on EHP Pack 7 with some system pack support. So definitely we can help you there to understand and get it clarified in more detail. But then, yeah, so as a high level, it's definitely supported for both ECC and I think S4. It's a 1610 version. If you are on top of any later version of that, SAP Asset Manager support for it.
Okay, so that basically means both are supported. There's of course minimum release versions, right? We can help you check in your system, and then maybe there's a prior upgrade, also an option to get you up to the right release version. But 1610 is now not the most recent release anymore. So with some good luck, you have this already, and also ECC EHP 7 is quite a few years old already. Okay, thank you, Prasad. Another one here, and I think looking at the time, that's the last one we can take. What is the difference between the ECC inspection and ASPM inspection checklist? David, maybe you want to take this one?
As you saw in the demo, the ASPM inspection checklists are far more, first of all, friendly. They're more comprehensive. We can put better information in it, and we can put better responses as well to be able to then further analyze. The ECC are a little older, a little less friendly with it, still applicable, but the ASPM are far better.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. Thank you so much.
Marco, I could add over there. So basically, ECC checklist is more, I think, defined for your routine maintenance, where your typical maintenance activity and maintenance inspection are supposed to be get planned, and need to be have a control record where you want to record as a follow-up actions, or you want to get it recorded as a part of your future history. Whereas ASPM checklist is more coming from the strategical checkpoint, where your ASPM reliability come into the picture. As an example, if you want to inspect your safety or environmental related impact, probably that doesn't directly come with the your anything with related to your maintenance, but probably we want to understand the overall impact of that equipment or the production side. Then probably the reliability part of that will basically get covered in more theoretically or into the ASPM checklist.
Okay, got it. Thank you. That was a fantastic explanation, both of you. With that, we're at the end of our time. Thanks everybody for joining in. Thanks for the great questions. Any further questions, please feel free to reach out. We're looking forward to speaking with you, and have a good rest of your day.